No, Mary. I think you have seemed to forgotten what truth looks like. And you also have forgotten on who you're addressing. No, I'm not senile. And yes, obviously, I know where I lived and my mother lived from 1970 to 93. Isn't that what your title said? You know, you're really a lot of fun, Mary. You're a lot of fun for me. Let me show you this really quick before I just got you on mute. I just want you to be able to look at that, all that cockeyed loveliness that you call beauty. Okay, just look at that. Just look at you. But quickly, let me see if I can get this in frame. All right, please note that says Pink Lady. Okay, it's the only one. If you look that address up, that is it's right off of Main Street, headed toward what you would call an Ocean Way. It is at the entrance of a little community, a neighborhood. Okay, it's called a neighborhood called San Mateo, which was the neighborhood right before you got to Ocean Way. Now listen to me carefully, okay? I want you to think back to the addresses, okay? What city was the neighborhood Ocean Way and San Mateo in? What city and what county? Okay, well, let me just go ahead and skip ahead and tell you. They are neighborhoods inside Jacksonville, the city. Duval County is the county. Okay, I don't know how can this be so hard for you? And no matter how you look at it, they're just neighborhoods inside a city, okay? A city and a county, which is Jacksonville. All right, let's recap real quick because I mean, it's ironic. I had researched all this a while back and took pictures of the house we lived in the 60s. Okay, so let me see if I can help you out here too. 1970, that year, I, I'm not sure if my mom and dad bought the house in 69 or the beginning of 70, but I know it was a pretty big year. It was the year she got her first new car. And we left the city of Jacksonville. We lived downtown, which, I have some stories about that, but I'll share them maybe tonight. Maybe. I got a lot to do. Um, they bought their first home, which was in Ocean Way, in the city of Jacksonville, which is in the county of Duval. I'm gonna have to say it a few times because it's hard for you to catch on. Being on the short bus and all the fumes must have got to you. All right, so the little salon, you're very correct. They are no longer in business. I was incorrect yesterday. Their license was current, and apparently, you know, it was the same owners for years and years, and they passed away. That happens. Um, but it wasn't no ladies, okay? There were no ladies involved. It was one pink lady. Research it yourself before you run that mouth of yours and look so smug and cocky. Because you know I'm not going to get on here and say something that I do not know. Now, if you think you can prove otherwise, please do. And I'll make a bet with you. If you can prove I'm wrong, I'll disappear. Just go ahead and prove me wrong. And I mean really prove me wrong because I'm ready for you. Because you know you can't. You never could, never will. You can't win. You just can't. I'm not senile, and if I was, I'd probably be happy and go on about my business, go and check in and get some sedation and not have to worry about you, thinking about you and that beautiful mug of yours. I always get sidetracked, don't I? Okay, well, anyway, back to the neighborhood. There's many, many neighborhoods inside Jacksonville, Florida. Jacksonville, the city. Florida is the state. Inside that state is the county Duval. Okay, Duval County, Jackson. Are you with me so far? Let me clarify this for you because you seem to be really confused, even though you're seeing your address. The address where you and your parents lived in Switzerland is not in Jacksonville, hon. The address is totally different, a different county. So if you were to have wrote yourself, you would have been put in a different city and a different county. Do you understand? Think about writing a letter. I know that's far-fetched for you, God bless you, but think about this. So if I addressed a letter to the Pink Lady in Jacksonville, Florida, I would put the Pink Lady, Jacksonville, Florida, 32218, I believe. I know Ocean Way is one. I believe it's 18, 32218. You wouldn't be putting all that other stuff like that on there. You wouldn't be putting okay, it's in San Mateo. Um, what would you put? Not seriously. What would you write on that envelope to mail the Pink Lady a note to thank them for putting up with your 18 years of head lice? What would you put on that envelope? I'm curious because that's something we learned pretty young when I was in school. Okay, let me get back. Okay, 1970, I believe, was the very first year they bought the house. I say we, but I know better. There wasn't no we involved. It was my mom and my dad. In 1970, they bought that house in Ocean Way, which was a big thing for us. We left the city of Jackson. We lived inside downtown city of Jacksonville. And if anyone's listened to, I'm sure it was with Irate, where I talked about, we lived on pretty rough side, and going up the railroad tracks was safer than actually trying to walk up somewhere. I started school in downtown Jacksonville, and so it was a big thing to move outside of the city limits. Now that's hard for you, I know, but it's outside of the city limits. But it was really something, and we had a lot of good memories there, and those memories are still there. All right, so in 1976, which I remember clearly because I had my son, we were still living in the same house in Ocean Way, the neighborhood in Jacksonville, Florida, with my mother and my father. In 1977, I believe, or it was between 77 and 78, that's when she met Larry, the man you call Papa. And he was a good man. I'll never shortchange him for that. And I would be proud of any child of mine that was like him. You, on the other hand, are far from it. That was in about 77, 78, I believe, because that's when he was introduced to us. They were together for years before they ever got married. Did you know that? I bet you didn't. Okay, when she met him, he did live a little bit further out than Ocean Way. Nevertheless, now follow me with this one. It was still inside the city limits. It was inside the city of Jacksonville in the county Duval. Are you with me so far? In the state of Florida. It didn't change. Still inside the city limits. And Jacksonville is a very big city, okay? From that point, yes, that was a dirt road, and it was a long way down. It was not a private driveway. It was actually, what do you call it, a right-of-way. So all the few people that owned property down that little dirt road once you turned off of Cedar Point, all had a right to that. So not one person could name it or claim it, So I know you don't understand all that because you don't understand about paying taxes and being a responsible adult and doing things the right way. There's too much to teach you, and I ain't got time. So anyway, I wanted to clear them few things up for you. And please, just don't get so smug because I'll be right back. I've got the answer before I get on here. I don't just jump on here. I got to watch the other, I don't know how many you got. I only watched a little bit of the one where you were talking about, because I said plural. And, I was trying to help you because I want, my assumption was they were still open. I figured maybe a child had taken over, but I see they haven't. I know they haven't. So they're not open because I did call today too. I was actually trying to help you stay out of too much trouble, but you just would not stop. I assumed that you said it plural, like ladies, so that sticking with your true nature of telling lies every time you open your mouth, that's what you were doing. Plus, it would keep anyone else from actually finding it. Because I did try desperately earlier today to find any beauty salon in that area called the Pink Ladies. I did. Just, I know what I'm talking about, and I have little photographs here and there that could show it to you, and I will. I think it'd be fun. I believe I already have. Probably got it on a little slideshow of when I think it was. I was in the third or fourth grade, and I want they. I don't know if I won anything, but anyway, I was the princess of that grade level. And I got a little crown, and mom, of course, I had to go up there to the Pink Lady. We didn't live in the neighborhood then either, by the way. I don't know why you think it's so difficult to travel. There was probably no beauty salons in the neighborhood that we were trying to get out of. Yeah, there was there was a lot of loss of life, but no places to go get, as you would say, pretty. Okay. So anyway, and I believe the lady made my dress, and it was a beautiful pink dress, and had lace. It was made of lace and like satin or silk under. I have pictures of it. It's just so cute. And they fixed my hair that day for me because I was the princess. You know what a princess is. So anyhow, that was a memory I had of that when I thought about it. Don't play with me about being, you know, don't play because I play to win. I'm not a quitter, and I'm not. If I lose and I lose graciously, then I'm okay with that. I don't like losing. Hell, nobody does. I mean, I don't know why you thought being a loser was the first place prize, but you did. And just let me throw this out there because I got to do a few things, and I might pop back in and do some more. Listen, hon, just because anyone in your life put your hair in your face instead of removing it from your face, they were not putting you up on a pedestal saying how pretty you were. Honey, I hate to hurt your feelings all the time, but you force me into it. You really do. You push my hand on it. Because my mother was always, if you say she was always messing with your hair and going in the bath, she had to cover that face somehow. Somehow she had to do it. Because you're right. She was proud of she was proud and she was pretty, and she did not like being around ugly children or ugly people. I'll say that about her. I know her better than you do. And so when she was pushing your hair in your face, that should have been a message. But you took that as a sign that you should be smug and conceit and get on here and just, I don't know, parade what you believe instead of what the truth is, because what you believe is far from the truth. Well, good luck to you. There's just that little bit, and if I have time or if I come across anything, and I will, because I've been working on some things, I'll present them because I can prove what I say. Can you? Can you show me the Pink Ladies where it ever existed? In fact, I actually searched for the entire state of Florida. Not just the Pink Ladies now. It's got to be the beauty salon in the neighborhood. Okay, and the neighborhood was San Mateo, by the way. It wasn't off of New Berlin. New Berlin was further down. Um, it was off of Main Street, headed toward Ocean Way. Easy enough to figure out. Okay, well, listen, you go ahead and do some research because I know you don't. I don't know why they didn't teach you that at your little school on your little bus, but they didn't. So, not looking good for Florida schools. I can say that. Talk to y'all soon.